Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Today is a very, very special day. And you know why. I was wondering that when you left your countries, many must have asked you, where are you going? And you must have said, I'm going to India. And after you said, I'm going to India, they would have asked you, why are you going to India? Did anyone ask you? Why do you want to go to India? If somebody was asked this, raise your hand. Okay. Why do you want to go to India? And what was your reply? What did you reply when you were asked why you want to go to India? One by one. One by one. Raise your hand. If you, what did you say? Yes? Yeah, stand up. Who's the one who raised? Yeah? Huh? To study. Okay. Can't you study in your country that you have to go to India to study? Any other answer? Yes? To meet my family. Okay, very nice. What else? 1 minute. Yeah. I'm going to meet my father for second time. Okay. Okay, I'm going to meet my father. You? Acha. And you must have been asked, which father? You have another father? Maybe if your father himself asked you. Okay, you? Next one in the back. Spiritual father. Okay. Okay. How many of you must have said, I'm going to India to meet God? Achha? And when you said, I'm going to India to meet God, what was the reaction? Huh? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? How can you meet God like that? Because it is very, very difficult to really think about it too. That God comes and He comes in a human body. God comes and teaches us, blesses us, purifies us, and then prepares us to return home. And that Supreme Father is creating a new golden aged world for us. Who could ever imagine? So to them, if you say these words, it's all strange. But we know and we have the faith that it is so. So today will be that moment when you will be coming face to face with the highest Father, the highest authority, Supreme Father, Spiritual Father, and taking blessings from that Father. And therefore the topic is golden moments of meeting God. You know, many people, when they are told that God comes in the body of Gulzar Dadi and so on and so on, or before we used to say God comes in the body of Brahma. So many would question why God has to come in an old man, in an old body. Can't he take a young body? Or somebody would ask, can't he take the body of a sannyasi who's like a recluse, who's already pure? Can't he take the body of a child? Can't he take the body of a rich man because he has to give message? So if he's rich, he can give message so easily in the world. Why did he have to come in the body of an old man? So Baba gives wonderful answers for these questions. A very amusing answer would be, well, should he come in your body? The second answer would be, well, in whichever body he would come, again the same question would arise, why this body? Why not in anyone else's? So this could be for anyone, the same question, why? So definitely he has to have a fixed body. But then when they ask other questions, why not in the body of a sannyasi who's already leading a pure life? Baba was a family man. He had children and very aged, of course, very experienced, but he knew what is worldly life, family life, and so on. Although an experienced person. And therefore, and what answer would you give for that? Because God is so pure, he should have a pure body. But Brahma Baba's body not pure because he was family man, had children and all that. So a very beautiful answer we can give, that God comes to establish pure family life. A pure family life, not the life of a sannyasi. He doesn't establish that. Because right from the beginning of this world, family life is the natural life. Even in Golden Age, it was all family life. So God needs a family man to establish family life. If he comes in the body of a sannyasi, then that sannyasi is not in family life. Okay, then why not a rich man, multi-millionaire, billionaire, whatnot? Baba says no, because when I come, each one's help in body, mind, wealth, each one's help is necessary. If Baba would come in the body of a very rich man, then how would everyone help? It is with the help of all the children that we are able to change this world. And each one is to get a status in the Golden Age. And therefore, how much contribution each one gives of body, mind, wealth, thoughts, everything. On that depends our future status. And therefore it's not a one-man show that just one man will do it, one person will do it. It is a collective effort. And collective effort means everyone to do it. So it's not by one man, one person. Okay, then why not a small child? A child is so pure. Baba says, no, I need an experienced person, the one who can guide all. Because a small child can't guide. He is not experienced. And the older people will not even listen to that small child. What will this small child say? They won't even accept what he will say. Although they may have that maybe blind faith. But they won't accept. They need a matured person, an experienced person who has all the experiences. And then when Baba gives the spiritual answer, again it is very deep, that it is the same soul which was the first soul who descended at the beginning of Golden Age. And that same soul, when it reaches the end of Iron Age, that at that time that body of that soul has also reached the last stage. And in the last stage of the last birth, that is old body, God comes. Because from old he has to establish new. And therefore this is a confluence of old and new. And Brahma can be called great-great-great-great-grandfather. Great-great-great-grandfather means the oldest. And Brahma is also Adam, the first man. So the first and the last. So great-great-great-great-grandfather 84 times, 84 births. And the first human being. The confluence of both. The last man and the first man. And how through him God establishes the new world. And therefore we say that first of all God needs a human body. It's not that God will enter. Yes, Brahma, but why human being? Because in scriptures, Indian mythology, there's mention of God coming in a form of a fish, of a pig, of, so many things, so many incarnations they mention. But Baba says God has to come in the human form, human body, because he has to give knowledge to human beings. If he would come in the body of a fish, would he give knowledge to fishes? Baba sometimes says. Then some say, but what about other species? When will they be liberated? How will they get that salvation? So Baba says that if humans are salvaged, then automatically the other species are salvaged. Because human being is the seed. He is the greatest, the highest creation of God. Human is like the seed of a tree. It's like if you want to water the tree, you don't have to water every leaf. You just water the seed. And that seed will enable all the leaves to get water. So if humans are transformed, everything else is transformed easily. Sometimes Baba says if somebody is in a royal family, very high family, his furniture also will be so good, so high quality. But if he's a poor person, very mediocre, then his house also will be like that. So if humans are elevated, everything becomes elevated. Even the animals, nature, everything of this universe becomes elevated when humans become elevated. So just change the humans and the world will become elevated. You don't have to change everything. And therefore God needs a human being, human form. He has to give knowledge to humans and only they can understand. And when they transform, the world is transformed. And then when we say, yes, Baba comes in the body of Brahma, then how to prove that God comes in the body of Brahma? Whatever are the qualities of God, all of them should be visible through Brahma. Supposing somebody says, I'm a doctor. How can it be proved that he's a doctor? It's not written on his forehead that he's a doctor. But how can it be proved that he's a doctor? From his activity, his behavior, his knowledge, and whatever he does. If he's a surgeon, he should have all the abilities, a lot of experience. So on the basis of all that, we can prove that yes, he's a doctor, or he's a lawyer, he's a whatever profession he may belong to. So there are some hints from which we can decide, yes, it's true that he's a doctor or he's a lawyer. Similarly, when God comes, then whatever the qualities of God are, God is the ocean of knowledge, ocean of peace, ocean of love, ocean of happiness, the all-bestower, the benefactor, whatever the qualities of the Supreme are, all should be visible through that one. First of all, God is the all-knower. God should, if somebody claims that he is God, he should be all-knower. And in the world, there are so many evil spirits or wandering spirits. They enter in someone's body. They also become all-knowers, because it's a free soul. And the free soul is able to see all the three aspects of time. We souls who are like bound in this body, we cannot see the three aspects of time. We are limited to just the present. We don't know our past, we don't know our future. But the free soul, who does not have a body of its own, can know the three aspects of time. It's like we are in this hall which has 4 walls. Now what is going on outside or here, there, I don't know anything, because these walls become like blockage. But if somebody is above, and if there's no ceiling, for example, so somebody above will see that side, this side, and also inside. Like as you are on the ground, you can see only in one dimension. But as you rise, what happens? You are able to have a larger sphere which you can watch, which you can observe. You go a little higher, more high, you can watch more. When you're in the flight, you can watch the whole town from above, which you could not if you were on the ground. So when one is a free soul, he has the knowledge of three aspects of time. And if some evil spirit or wandering spirit enters in someone, he also can reveal the three aspects of time. And many people in blind faith, they accept him as God. Oh, he's able to reveal the three aspects of time. That somebody will come, he'll tell him, you were this in your last birth, and you will be this in the next birth, and this is what you went through in this life. So he can say, because that one is a free soul, and when that one leaves, the person in whose body he entered, he doesn't know. So he's ordinary. But that soul came and went. Now God also is a free soul. He doesn't have a body of his own. He doesn't come in the cycle of birth and death. And therefore he has the knowledge of the three aspects of time, because he doesn't come in the cycle of time. But this alone is not the only criteria, because many can possess this if they are free souls. But God is the ocean of all the virtues. Ocean of love, ocean of peace, ocean of happiness, ocean bliss, everything is the ocean of. All those virtues also should be visible, along with the knowledge of three aspects of time. I know, many evil spirits, wandering spirits, when they enter somebody, they may tell someone's maybe future, horoscope, whatever. But then the next moment, if they are told something, then that soul, evil soul, gets so angry, and he's also so demanding. Give me this, get me flesh, get me, this, and sacrifice something for me, sacrifice. So some sacrifices, goat or flesh or blood, what not they ask for, because they're evil spirits. And therefore, that cannot be God. But many people who are really very in blind faith, they think, yes, it's God, or God is asking for this. So this again, Baba says, is part of bhakti. It's part of degraded bhakti, the tamo pradhan bhakti, tamo pradhan devotion. But when God really comes, each quality of the Supreme is visible. He should be not only the all-knower, He should also be the all-giver. Because God does not take, He only gives. He's so detached, He's so loving. So He's a father, He's a mother, He's a teacher, He's a friend, He's a beloved. All the relationships we talk about, when we praise God, all those should be visible. And we experience all this when Shiv Baba would come in the body of Brahma. Brahma was in the corporeal form. And therefore sometimes it can be difficult to really recognize that Shiv Baba is separate from Brahma Baba. Because Brahma Baba experienced all those qualities and Shiv Baba shared through him. And many who did not understand this subtle difference would think that yes, Brahma Baba is God. And many would say, oh, Brahma Kumaris say that your Dada Lekhraj, you call him God. You say, no, we don't call him God. God is incorporeal. God is a point of light. God is Shiva. God is the highest on high. And therefore this difference has to be explained. Of course, both are Father for us, the Supreme Father and the Divine Father, Brahma Baba. But the sole Father is just one, the Supreme Being. And this is the most crucial time when God comes, because He has to change the world. So we say that from 1936, God started His work of world transformation. And it's very interesting to know that from the time Shiv Baba came in the body of Brahma, started the work of establishment, at that same time the work of destruction also began. Because establishment and destruction go hand in hand, go simultaneously. It was at that time in 1936 when the scientists were able to prove, or they discovered, that atom can be split. And electron, proton, neutron, all these are there in the atom. Because the word atom actually has come from the word Atma. Atma. And Atma, when we say, is an indivisible spiritual entity. We say eternal, immortal, imperishable, indivisible and invisible. All these are 5 in for the soul. Eternal, again I, eternal, E, immortal, imperishable, indivisible and invisible. And on the basis of this atom, the word came atom, that which is the original particle, the first particle, which cannot be divided. So that's why atom. But then in 1936, they discovered that yes, atom can be divided. Atom can be split. And if the release of one electron from an atom could give rise to so much energy. And Einstein was the scientist who proved that mass can be converted into energy. The very famous equation, E equal to mc square, mass into square velocity of light. So much energy one atom can give with the split of one electron. You can imagine. And if many electrons are split or many atoms split, then so much energy is released, and that's what an atom bomb is. The one who knows all the scientific facts will tell you. You have fission, you have fusion. You know, I'm a science student, so I can understand these things. And therefore, when we say that yes, Atma or soul, and God is also a soul, a supreme soul, it can be understood very well. And from 1936, God started His work. And then made Brahma be in the front. And how He established the Golden Age, at that time 3 revolutionary acts happened. 3 revolutionary acts which had never happened before. The first was Shiv Baba came and he gave visions. Visions. So many visions. So many souls who came in front of Baba, they saw visions of Sri Krishna, visions of heaven, vision of Paramdham, vision of destruction. So many visions, and these visions pulled souls to Baba. That was a revolution. And many people didn't understand this. And they thought it is magic of Brahma Baba. Baba doing this, Dada Lekharaj doing it. And Baba would say, it's not me, I don't have in that power. It's God's power working. I'm just like you. But people couldn't understand the difference between Brahma Baba and Shiv Baba. And therefore, so much of anti party developed. They were against Baba because they thought he was doing some magic. And he said no, but they refused to accept. So it was the first revolution of visions which Shiv Baba showed. And that pulled many souls towards Baba, who would otherwise not come if they had not seen visions. But they saw visions of destruction and had this interest instantly for the world and just surrendered to Baba. And the visions of Golden Age, and they felt as if Golden Age is coming very soon. So it was easy for them to renounce. And the second very interesting revolution was that it was mainly sisters who saw these visions, not many brothers, not men, only women. And Baba put them in the front. And at that time, women had no place in the society. They were like the second-class citizens. No place anywhere in any part of the society. They had to just be within the 4 walls looking after the children, that's all. No social activities, no spiritual activities, even no religious activities, even till today. That's why women today in India, they are fighting. Why can't we go in this temple? Why can't we go in that temple? Like that. And they fight, and then the government and then the court agrees, and it has been happening in many parts of India. But at that time, a woman could not even raise her voice for anything. And exclusively in veils and burqa, like that, closed 4 walls. And how God gave them so much spiritual energy, strength, that they could come out. And all that, whatever property Baba had, he willed in the name of the sisters. And Baba said, if you put women in the front, then this world will become heaven. It is because a man-dominated world today, therefore everything is going down. Women are the spiritual torches to take the whole world to heaven. That's what Shiv Baba said. And that's how Baba put the sisters in the front. And the third revolutionary act was purity, which no one had ever imagined, no one ever taught, no one ever even told that you have to lead a pure life. Although men, they did, sannyasis, but no woman was allowed to lead a pure life. No woman could become a sannyasi. Only men. And therefore Baba gave this, made everyone take a pledge that I will lead a pure life. So that was a very big revolution. And how Baba created a family. And that family lived in seclusion, in total isolation for 14 years, and Baba groomed them, gave them that spiritual strength, like the seed has to be underground in order to develop. If it's left exposed, it can't give rise to a tree. It has to remain underground. So that's what they were, 14 years in total isolation, doing intense tapasya away from the whole world. But they never knew that they would expose themselves and be in the world and serve the world. They didn't know that. They were just told, no, we will do tapasya in this way, the world will change and we'll all go back together to Paramdham and come in Satyug. They didn't even imagine of anything else. But when the changes happened, India, Pakistan, war and partition and the Second World War and what not happened during those 14 years, which brought a big change in the world in those 14 years. And Baba's children were totally secured, safe, without even a trace of any heat of the world. And when everything became clear, then Baba said, now go to Bharat. Because it was that Karachi was Pakistan. Go to Bharat, and Bharat will become the heaven in the world. Bharat. So this word Bharat. Actually the word Bharat has a very deep meaning. Bha means light. Light. Abha. Light. And Rat means filled with. So that land which is filled with light. This is what Bharat really means. So this is the land which is filled with light. God's light. Or the light of purity. Therefore, in Bharat they give so much importance to purity. In the Western world, no importance at all. We say in Hindi, here there is bhog vritti. Bhog means lust and all the vices. Lust is like said to be like man's food there. And here we say it is a biggest poison, See the difference? And therefore this difference of culture can make us feel that how Bharat is such a pure land. And once God comes here to establish heaven on earth, definitely it's the souls of Bharat who will rise to that spiritual stage once again. Or those souls who have gone away from Bharat or maybe converted into other religions, they will come back to the original deity religion and the deities which had the crown of light. And therefore crown of light and might only in Bharat, in no other continent, in no other religion. The prophets, the saints, they had the crown of light, but they were not kings. The kings had no light. But golden age, the deities, they have both the crowns, crown of light and might. Religio-political power in one hand only. That is the highest authority. From Copper Age onwards, religion power and politics power separated. And what we see today in religion, they don't talk about politics. In politics, they don't talk about religion. So they are separated. But golden age, both in one hand, Lakshmi, Narayan, the world sovereigns, both the powers, both the crowns are on them. And this is what God establishes at this time. God comes and establishes three things simultaneously. As Baba says, those prophet souls establish only religion, that's all, nothing else. They don't establish a dynasty, they don't establish a family, but just religion. But when God comes, He establishes the three things together. First of all, the religion, the deity religion which goes into oblivion. Only the memorials are there of deities, that's all. But the religion is no more. And secondly, God establishes a kingdom simultaneously. That's why in every Murli, Baba talks about becoming a world sovereign, becoming subject, becoming servant, becoming maids. So all are needed in the kingdom. And thirdly, a world family. The barriers of religion, caste, creed, sect, color, whatsoever, all that is finished. We are one world family because we see each other as spiritual beings, as souls. In no other religion they think in this way. They just give importance to their religion. But here we say that religion is the religion of the soul, and that is peace for all. All are spiritual beings of peace. So God establishes three things at the same time. And prophet souls establish just one religion. And that too is so easy for them. It's not difficult. Because when the prophet soul comes, behind him come all the souls of that religion. But when God comes, all His children are there in the world. And He has to change them. He has to purify them and take them back home and then send them in that golden aged world. So it's a big task, a bigger task. Prophet souls don't have big task. It's easy for them. Because the purity is already there and the souls are ready to depart from the soul worlds and they keep on multiplying in this world. So it's easy. But to transform souls is a big task. And that's what God does. And sometimes Baba says those prophet souls are not even messengers. What message do they bring? They don't bring any message. They really just tell what is the need of that time. When Christ came, what was the need at that time? When Buddha came, what was the need at that time to do in this world? They didn't bring any message. But God brings a message. And what is the message? Children, now you have to return home. This is the message. You have to return home. And Baba said in today's Murli, God is the greatest messenger. And He makes also all of you the messengers. You have to give this message that it's time to return home. Time to return home. So how for 33 years, 36 until 69, Shiv Baba worked through the corporeal medium of Brahma Baba and gave this aim to Brahma Baba that you have to become complete. You have to become perfect. You have to become an angel. And it was Gulzar Dadi who got the first vision of Brahma Baba's angelic form in the subtle regions. She was the first soul. Before that, souls would go into trance, but they used to see vision of heaven and golden age and destruction and Shiv Baba, Paramdham, but not subtle regions. Subtle region vision was seen by Gulzar Dadi the first time. And she came and told to Baba what she saw. How she saw the angelic Brahma Baba, light form, and with Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba's soul in that form, and how that that perfect form told her that Brahma, who is in the corporeal world, will become this one. Before that, even Brahma Baba did not know that he had an angelic form in the subtle regions. Nobody knew. And when Brahma Baba came to know that I have my angelic, subtle, complete, perfect form in subtle regions, and to attain that, then his efforts grew more and more intense. And very often he would tell Gulzar Dadi, go and see how far I am from that angelic form. And Gulzar Dadi would bring his chart, Baba's chart, Brahma Baba's chart. So his efforts would become more and more intense. I have to attain perfection. I have to attain perfection. And how in those 33 years Baba attained perfection. Baba used to say, we all will go together, we'll return home together. But when Baba became Avyakt, everyone, because nobody ever felt, never ever thought that Baba would leave the body. What everyone thought that we'll all go together. No, that's what Baba said. We will all go together. But nobody realized we would all go together only when we have attained perfection and Brahma Baba will wait for us in the subtle regions. Nobody knew of that. And when Brahma Baba left the body, he attained perfection and left the body and got the angelic form. So, and Dadi Gulzar went into trance, or other Dadis also went into trance. So many used to go into trance at that time. And Baba said, I haven't gone because the gates of Param opened yet. I will wait for you in the subtle regions. And I will come down. Of course, Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba were inseparable then. Before we used to come to know when Shiv Baba is in the body of Brahma, and when he is not. Just like we used to see Gulzar Dadi when Bap Dada would come, when Bap Dada is in the body and when Bap Dada is not, we used to note the difference. When Bap Dada would come in the body of Gulzar Dadi, we could feel it. It's not Gulzar Dadi. And when Bap Dada would go, we could feel, oh, it's Gulzar Dadi back now. And now we are seeing that Bap Dada comes and goes. When he comes, when he goes, we don't even know, because Gulzar Dadi has also become complete like Baba. This is the difference. So during the last days of Brahma Baba, Sakar Brahma Baba, we used to feel that Shiv Baba was always there. Never the difference came. Just like now, the difference you don't feel. Always look at Gulzar Dadi, we think it's Bap Dada. Isn't it? We are seeing how detached she is. How all the qualities of the Supreme are visible through her. And we could see the same in Brahma Baba. So detached, so loving. There are so many instances of this. I better not go into instances, but what I can really say is that the blessings which Baba gave or gives, and we say from 1969 onwards until now, that is 47 years, we are receiving Avyakt versions of Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba, the angelic form of Brahma Baba in the body of Dadi Gulzar. But there's a big difference. When Shiv Baba would come in the body of Brahma Baba, not only could we feel the difference, but even Brahma Baba could feel the difference. Yes. And also he used to listen. He would be like detached and listening to what Shiv Baba is speaking through the mouth through his mouth. At the beginning, when Shiv Baba would come in the body of Brahma Baba would be surprised. Who is speaking through this mouth? I'm not speaking this. I don't even know what is being spoken from my mouth. Because Brahma Baba, Lokik world, he used to read the Gita. He would open one chapter of the Gita and start reciting. That's what he used to do. Like any other, any other scholar or whatever, Pandit. He used to do the same, and he used to hold a spiritual gathering. All his family would sit and he would read the Gita. But when Shiv Baba started coming in the body of Brahma, the book of Gita would remain closed and Baba wanted to open, but even before opening, Shiv Baba would come and start speaking. And Baba himself used to wonder, what is happening? I'm not speaking. I know what I'm speaking, no? But later on, the trance messengers, the sisters who used to go into trance, they used to come and tell Baba, like I spoke about Gulzar Dadi telling Baba that you have a perfect form in the subtle regions. So they used to say that how Shiv Baba, that Supreme, is speaking through you. And then Baba realized, it was the beginning, nobody really understood much. And that is why Baba says, now you are getting the cream, you are getting the butter. Whatever was experienced from the beginning, the beginning was so confusing. On one hand, all these revolutionary things, and on the other hand, the knowledge which was not understood because nobody realized there is a Supreme being separate from Brahma Baba. And Brahma Baba used to say, I don't know anything. I'm not doing it. It's not my power. So whose power is working? Nobody could understand. And they thought that this is God himself. So it was all confusing. But the attraction was so strong because God's power was working. And therefore, when Baba became, during the last days of Baba, when Baba was becoming Avyakt, we could feel the difference that Brahma Baba is here or Shiv Baba is here, is not here. The difference was not felt at all. Of course, there are many instances, but I won't go into that. But this was that experience in 1968 and 69. Baba was to come to Mumbai. 67, Baba came to Mumbai. Every year Baba used to come to Bombay. Because Bombay was a little warmer weather and Mount Abu was very cold. So Baba used to come to Bombay in December, January, February. Very good months in Bombay. Because it's nice and warm there in December, January, February. Here it was very cold. So every year he would do the same. But then in 68, all preparations were made for Baba to come to Mumbai. All preparations. They used to get in Mumbai a flat, an apartment, quite a big apartment, a big hall where Baba used to live. He would stay there and for 3 months he would be in Mumbai. And children from all over India would come to Baba in Mumbai. But in 68, Baba did not come, although all preparations were made. They got an apartment in Mumbai for Baba. Baba's luggage was sent down. A few went down to the railway station. And before Baba would depart from Madhuban, Baba had one sister, a trance messenger, Santri Dadi. Baba would tell her, go to Baba in the subtle regions and tell Baba Dada, the perfect form, that this Baba is going to Mumbai. And Baba would tell her, go soon, come soon. This is how this word go soon, come soon was coined. Because she was a very fast trance messenger, very quick. Of course now she is no more in body, but she was one of the best trance messengers. And Baba would just give a drishti, just drishti. And Baba would, before giving a drishti, bachi, child, ask Baba or tell Baba this, give this message to Baba. So Baba told her, tell Baba that this Baba is going to Bombay. And so go soon means Baba would give drishti, go soon and come soon. So come back soon, Baba would tell her. And just give drishti, and within few seconds she was off. And eyes were shut and she would go. And then come back in a minute. In 1 minute she would come back with the message. But this time when everything was done, prepared for going to Abu Road station, some of them left even with the luggage of Baba. And we were in Mumbai, I am from Mumbai. So we were expecting Baba to reach the next day. All preparations for welcoming Baba were also being made. And here, when she went to subtle regions, she did not see angelic Baba there in the subtle regions. She couldn't find. Otherwise Baba would always be there to welcome her. But she didn't find. So she looked around, she couldn't find. Nowhere. It was all like empty. She was taken aback. Why all this? She didn't know, she didn't realize. And no answer, nothing. And she came back. And she told Baba that, Baba, I could not see Avyakt Bap Dada in the subtle region. I did not meet. So I could not convey your message. And Baba understood that Avyakt Bap Dada does not want me to go. It means that because he did not give the consent, yes child, go. No, Baba was not present. How could Baba say no? Because authority, even Brahma was authority. Although Shiv Baba was higher authority, but Baba would always keep Brahma Baba in the front, and here Brahma Baba ready to go to Bombay. How could Shiv Baba tell him, no, you cannot go? So Baba just disappeared. He was not visible. But Brahma Baba understood from that Shiv Baba does not want me to go. So he stopped. All the luggage was brought back and everyone came back, and we in Mumbai got the message that Baba is not coming. We wondered why. Why is Baba not coming? Is he not well? Is something wrong? Any problem? And the answer was Shiv Baba did not give him the consent to go. That was the answer. And we wondered why, if Shiv Baba did not give consent to go, what must be the reason? But no reason was mentioned. No, Shiv Baba said no, and therefore Brahma Baba has not come. And that was in December 68, and in January Baba left the body, 69. So it was interesting that how Shiv Baba prepared Brahma Baba, that now it's time for you to wind up. Now you don't have to go anywhere. And how Baba left the body. And at that time Santri Dadi was the key trans-messenger. And Dadi Prakashmani was in Madhuban. Otherwise Dadi Prakashmani never lived in Madhuban. She lived in Mumbai. But she had come on the 13th of January with a group. And 17th she was supposed to go back. But Baba stopped her from going back to Mumbai because Didi Manmohini was in Allahabad in the Kumbh Mela there. So Baba told Dadi that Didi is not here. Didi were called Dadi Didi even in front of Brahma Baba. Baba would call her Dadi and to Manmohini Didi as Didi. So Didi is not here, so you stay back. And she stayed on. And how at the end, on the 18th of January, Brahma Baba left the body, but then the whole day, how Shiv Baba prepared Brahma Baba. In what way? Very interestingly. In the morning, Baba had some chest pain. And Dadiji went to Baba, that Baba, it's very cold outside, you don't come out of the room. Because the room would be quite warm, but coming out means it was cold. So Baba, don't come out, I will go out and just conduct meditation and say that Baba is not well and Baba will not speak the Murli. Well, I will say something. That's what Dadi told Baba. And Baba said, okay. But by 10 o'clock, the sun was up, and Baba got ready and came to the office. And he told Ishu Dadi that Ishu Dadi was Baba's secretary. That the issue, whatever letters have come from the children, Baba will answer all of them. And he answered every letter. And then at about 11 o'clock, after 1 hour of letter writing, Baba called Dadiji and took Dadiji around the whole of Pandav Bhavan. Showed her all the stock and where all the things were put, as if Baba was handing over everything to her that day. And then had rest in the afternoon, and at 3 o'clock again Baba got up to go to the office. And in the meantime there were more letters, because we didn't have emails or all that. It was all through correspondence, through letters. And the letters came at 3 or 4 o'clock something. And Baba said, today Baba will answer all these letters also. But Ishu Dadi told Baba, today is Saturday and tomorrow the post won't go. So no need to answer all the letters, tomorrow you can do. Baba said, no. Today Baba will answer all the letters. And he answered all the letters up to 5 o'clock, 1 hour. And then Dadiji came to Baba, and Baba said that today Baba did not speak the Murli, tonight Baba will speak. And every night at 8:30 Baba will speak the Murli. And in the history hall. Meditation hall was in Pandav Bhavan, just history hall. But Dadi requested Baba, it's very cold, it gets very cold at night, so instead of dinner at 7:30, because 7:30 dinner, 8:30 Baba's Murli. Instead of 7:30 dinner, let us have dinner at 6:30. So that there's early dinner, and then by 7:30 everyone has eaten dinner and you can speak the Murli, and so that by 8:30, 8:45, everyone is free. So Baba said, okay. And so dinner was over, and 7:45 Baba went to the class in the history hall. He spoke the Murli like a normal Murli, full of dharana, and after Baba got up at the gate, the door of the history hall, Baba again turned back and bowed in front of the children and spoke the last 3 words. Children, always be incorporeal, we say bodiless, viceless and egoless. And now Baba takes leave. That's what Baba said. Never Baba would ever say Baba takes leave. Baba would say good night, namaste, good night. Good morning in the morning, good night, namaste, but never, okay, bye-bye, nothing like that. So good night and namaste, but that night Baba said Baba takes leave. And he went to his room. It was about 10 to 9 at night. And Baba got some chest pain. But he sat down, sat. And how afterward the trance messenger gave this message that what Baba's last stage was. That Shiv Baba was pulling the intellect of the soul and saying to Brahma Baba's soul, now become my constant companion. Brahma Baba's perfect form was invoking Brahma's soul. Now become me. Thirdly, Baba was the last karmic accounts with the body settling. And fourthly, Baba was remembering Dadiji also, because somebody should be in front. And how Dadi had a thought, let me go to Baba. It was all how it coincided. That otherwise Dadi would not go at night after 9:30. Baba would finish the Murli and he'd go in the room, and that was it. But that night was just 10 to 9. So Dadi had that thought, let me go and say good night to Baba. And as she went to the room, she saw Baba sitting with eyes shut and, legs down and hands like this, and Baba very detached. So she said, Baba. Baba did not open his eyes. She caught hold of Baba's hands. Baba. She was just 46 at that time, Dadi Prakashmani. Baba. And Baba opened his eyes. So opened his eyes, and the last drishti Baba gave Dadi. So drishti and hand in hand, like. And Baba left the body. Dadi, Dadi was holding Baba's hands, and she felt that the grip had loosened. And maybe the head also, when somebody leaves the body, the head just moves down. And she felt something is wrong. She had never experienced this before. But anyway, she made Baba lie down and called the doctor. But by the meantime, we didn't have our own BK doctors, no global hospital. And no Baba's doctor in the Yagi at that time. So we had to call Baba's personal doctor who lived in Mount Abu. So he was called, but then he said, no, that Baba is gone. Anyway, but Dadi, through that drishti and hand, that's the miracle. And how Dadi got so much power, like Baba's power in her now. And she had to inform the whole yajna that Baba is no more. And then, of course, the body was kept in the history hall. And then Santri Dadi, Dadi Gulzar did not live in Madhuban. She lived in Delhi. She was the zonal in charge of Delhi. So Dadi Santri was there. And Dadiji told Santri Dadi, go to Baba. Because she used to go to subtle regions so easily, so quickly. Go to Baba and ask Baba, why did you leave us? And you didn't say anything. So she went and she saw that angelic form of Brahma, Baba, Bap Dada in the subtle regions, and Baba said, Baba hasn't gone. Baba is with you. He has only changed his costume and room. In Hindi we say kapda and kamra. So costume and room. It's like the physical world room gone to the subtle region room. From physical costume changed to subtle region costume, the angelic costume. And Baba hasn't gone. Then Dadi had another thought. She asked again, tell us Baba, what was your last thought when you were leaving the body? Then Baba said all these 4 pulls. And then Dadi asked again, because every time she did not know what to do. So she would say to Santri Dadi, go and ask Baba. And she would go. And then Dadi said to her, go and ask, how will now the yajna run? How will Baba's children come here? What will happen in Madhuban? All these questions. And Bap Dada gave the message that Baba will come, Bap Dada will come, and actually at that time Bap Dada came in the body of Santri Dadi itself. That was the first meeting, but only with Dadi Prakashmani and a few others, not in the general gathering. And Baba told her that Bap Dada will come and give all the instructions. And then also Bap Dada asked Dadi Prakashmani, you decide which trans-messenger you want to fix. Who would be the permanent trans-messenger through whom Baba would speak? Trans-messenger. And then after that, when Santri Dadi came back, Dadi Prakashmani asked Santri Dadi, will you become? She said, I don't mind, but I've always stayed with the Baba. And if I become, then people may not accept me because I know everything of Baba. So let it be Gulzar Dadi. And so Gulzar Dadi was accepted as the official trance messenger. And how on 21st of January, after the body was cremated, Bap Dada came in the body of Gulzar Dadi. So what's the difference? The difference was that when Shiv Baba would come in the body of Brahma Baba, at that time Brahma Baba was a very good student who used to listen. Of course, he also would speak. Like in Sakar Murlis you see, it's first person, second person, third person, all three persons acting together. Sometimes Shiv Baba saying about Brahma Baba, this one. Sometimes Brahma Baba saying about himself, about Shiv Baba, So it's a very interesting Murli, the way it is. It is not just in one person speaking. You can feel the difference. So Shiv Baba speaking, Brahma Baba speaking, and both speaking together for the children. And Brahma Baba speaking like a child of Shiv Baba speaking like the father of Brahma Baba. So we have to understand the intricacies of the Murli. So it's not one person's speech. And Brahma Baba was a very good listener. Baba would say that I am number one student. Brahma Baba would say, I never miss the Murli. How could Brahma Baba miss the Murli? Because Shiv Baba would speak through his mouth and his ears would hear first. Anyway, but with Gulzar Dadi it was totally different. Totally different. Because she would go into trance. And in that trance state, like Baba would send her to rest. Like her sanskars would be merged. So her soul would be resting. Of course, in the body, not that the soul would leave the body. That doesn't happen, but like resting in that state of trance. And Bap Dada would come and work through her. Bap Dada would come and work through the same feelings, through drishti, through words, and of course, very angelic, like whisper. Once somebody asked Bap Dada, Baba, why do you whisper? Because why is the voice so soft? Baba said, this is the way in the subtle regions. Because subtle regions is whisper. Here in the sound, physical world, it is sound world of sound. So if the microphone wouldn't be there, those nearby wouldn't be able to hear what Baba is saying. So because even if the speaker would be far away, those sitting here would not be able to hear. They needed headphones to really hear what Baba is speaking. We would be able to hear because the speaker was above us, but not those on the stage could hear. And therefore before they used to have speaker, they used to have headphones. Anyway, so when Bap Dada would come, we could feel the angelic form, the face vibrations changing, the vision changing. When Dadi goes into trance, for example, to offer bhog, and when she comes back, we can feel the difference. When she comes back, she's back to normal again. But when Bap Dada would come, it would be like opening the eyes very, very slowly, very slowly. So the very first day when Bap Dada came, nobody really knew how Baba would come, what would happen. And Bap Dada came in the body of Gulzar Dadi on 21st evening after the cremation was over, everything was finished. And in that Murli, Baba spoke everything of how Baba's yagya would run now. Everything, and how would come to Madhuban, how they would come, what would happen in Madhuban, and so on. And then, of course, it started like that. And then how Baba would come in every season. Baba had fixed, Dadi had fixed dates, fixed everything in which when, for Baba to come. But then now we are seeing the difference. What is the big difference? When Bap Dada comes, we don't even come to know. Because Dadi Ji has become Bap Saman now. Her eyes, when you look at her eyes, as if it's that powerful drishti being given through her eyes all the time. So whether it is Dadi giving or Bap Dada giving drishti, we just cannot come to know, because all the time the feeling of Bap Dada is there. Before there used to be a jerk, now even that jerk is not there. And even the voice has not changed. There are too few reasons for that. One reason is that because the body is so fragile, Dadi Gulzar's body is very fragile. And when Baba would come before, of course that strength would be used. So Baba has reduced that strength also, and the jerk also, the voice also, all that has been reduced. The energy is being less used, which would be used when Baba would come. So, when Bap Dada goes, we don't even come to know that. Because coming and going is like all the time. Because Dadi has become so detached, so detached. But yes, when Baba speaks the Murli, we can understand the difference. Only when the Murli is spoken. Because Dadi would not speak in that way. We can feel the difference. Otherwise, everything else is like as it was and it is. Because Dadi is as equal to Bap Dada like anything. And this is what we saw in the last days of Brahma Baba. So we say that just as Baba's was attaining Karmatit stage, becoming perfect, now even this angelic Bap Dada, we say, in the body of Gulzar Dadi, even this is coming to a close. This is also coming to a close. And we should not expect this to be on for many, many years. Already 47 years Baba's work has been going on. And sometimes the body has been used so much, you can't even imagine. At 6:30 Gulzar Dadi used to come in the hall. And then by 7 Bap Dada would come, 7:15. And then remain in the body for 10 hours, 12 hours. The latest and the last was in which all records were broken. It was 16 hours. 6:30 Dadi sat, and next day 10:30 Bap Dada left. 16 hours sitting in one place. It was a wonderful thing. Because Baba would speak the Murli, and after that meet individuals. Everyone Baba would meet on the stage. But then Baba did give the signals that this way will change. This way will change. Because children are increasing. Everything is increasing. So how can Baba keep on meeting individuals? Before Baba would meet individuals after Murli. After that Baba started meeting small groups after the Murli. After that Baba started meeting whole center. All center students after the Murli. After that Baba started meeting zones. One zone. One region after the Murli. And then later on even this separate zones stopped. Everything in one Murli. All together in one Murli. And then about a few hours, 3-4 hours, and then Baba would go. So we are seeing that difference also now. But then 10:30 in the morning, that day was unforgettable day. Many children who heard the Murli, they also went and had dinner, then rested. Morning woke up, Baba was still speaking. And they had a shower, then they had breakfast, everything. And Baba was still speaking. You can imagine. And then the wonder of it all was that some tried to stay awake whole night. They're competing with Baba. Of course, Baba would be speaking to individuals. and they sat. And by 10:30 you can imagine how tired they must be. They were very tired. But the beauty of it all was that Bap Dada took leave, and when Gulzar Dadi was back, she was so fresh. Why? Because she went to sleep. She wasn't working. Of course, the soul was in the body. But then Baba sent her to rest. If she would be interfering, probably she would tell Baba, Baba, be quick, Baba, be quick. But she was in rest. And therefore, when she came back, she was so fresh. But anyone who competed with Bap Dada to stay there, sit and just watch Baba, he got so tired. Pardon? I think it was in the year 1989, I remember. And that was the day, I think, not very sure, but 87 or 89, that was the day when in Om Shanti Bhavan, Baba got up and I was mentioning in the class, got up and went out in the veranda of Om Shanti Bhavan. At that time, Sukhdham of near Om Shanti Bhavan, that had been built. So Baba inaugurated that building, means by giving drishti to that building and blessing to that building and of Sukhdham, how this building will give happiness to everyone. So these words are written in Sukhdham outside on the board. So, and then came back and then took leave. So I think that was the day. I'm not very sure, but it definitely was quite late when Baba inaugurated that Sukhdham. So we say that, and then Baba said that Boli, Toli and Drishti, these three things are your birthright. But the method will change. Boli means blessings. Toli, of course, everybody gets. And Drishti, so that also everybody gets. But the way, the method has become different now. And how Baba speaks the Murli, and in that Murli itself, we have to experience the blessings. When Baba says, I am looking at such children. So such children, it's a long line. It's that filled with titles. Which children is Baba looking at? Which children is Baba meeting? So those titles, that's the blessing. Baba is meeting the holy swans. So who am I? A holy swan. At that time I should think I am a holy swan, just picking pearls, picking virtues. Baba is speaking to the ancestral souls. I am an ancestral soul. Again the intoxication. Baba is speaking to world benefactors. So I am a world benefactor soul. So this is the blessing which Baba is giving to me. Many children don't understand. They think Baba is saying, Baba speaking to world benefactor souls. But I haven't done any benefit to anyone. So how can I be called the world benefactor soul? But actually this is a blessing to the soul so that I may become that. We say, Ayushvan Bhava, may you live a long life. It's not that you already are in that long life. You may be a young man. But it's a blessing so that I keep up to that blessing and really bring that into action. Baba is speaking to maybe it could be anything, any blessing, any self-respect which Baba gives to our souls. The moment Baba tells me I should have that awareness, yes, I am that. When Baba says, you have to become, you are pure souls. At that time if I say, I don't think I'm a pure soul. I remember once Baba was meeting someone and Baba gave him such beautiful blessings. Master Almighty Authority, you are a Master Almighty Authority. Then Baba asked him, do you feel that you are a Master Almighty Authority? He's saying no. He said no to Baba. But I was watching, because I used to translate for double foreigners. So when he said no, Baba then asked, then who are you? He didn't answer. Are you a soul? He said yes. Okay, that he agreed to. I'm a soul. Who is your father? He said Shiv Baba. So Shiv Baba is your father. Who is Shiv Baba? My father. But is he Almighty Authority? Yes. So if your father is Almighty Authority, then who are you? If father is a king, then who is the child? Prince. So Baba made him accept that yes, he was Master Almighty Authority, although he did not feel himself, but he had to say yes. And then, you know what Baba told him? Baba is, the child is just seeing his present, but the father is seeing his future. So now this soul is really Master Almighty Authority, because he did not have that self-respect, whatever Baba would tell him. He said, I don't think I am that, I don't think I am that. And therefore Baba says, you have to also love yourself. We hardly love ourselves, because whatever Baba tells me, I don't want to accept. And if I'm not accepting, it is like losing my fortune. You know, there's a saying in the scriptures, they say that God was distributing fortune. And some took big pots and pans, so they got lots of fortune. But some also took a sieve, because they didn't find anything, so they took a sieve. You know what's a sieve? Which has holes. So what must have happened? What must have happened? All the blessings, all the fortune just drained away. Because they took a sieve, they didn't realize that this sieve will make everything go out. So those who are questioning themselves and think, oh, Baba is saying, but I don't think I am. That means my intellect is like a sieve. I'm draining away that fortune which Baba is giving to me. So this is the golden moment today to experience Baba's blessings. Okay? Through drishti, through blessing, word, and then toli, of course, you will get at the end. That is for all. Om Shan. Thank you. Om Shan. Okay?